Yoruba before your time blinks out. Mazi White Money will be on your show very
No,
soon.
no, but really, see, one of the reasons why I have a problem with this is we're in a patriarchal society where everything seems to be favorable to the men. Even the traditional rules are favorable to the men.
Yinka.
But you see, we always respect our.
Don't say it's favorable to the men. I was just only trying to joke and rush about
maybe protective of the
but
women.
how can you put a law that if a woman cheats, the husband would die, and you say it's favorable to the men? It means the woman have a chance to atone, and the man is no more.
No, Precious, a point of correction. See, these abominations, as far as I know, they are not law.
Yes, they are just taboos.
They are traditions, and there's so much about what you believe. I wouldn't know, so much about traditions, but because over the time, you see these things happening. You do this happens, you do that
so
happens.
they believe, then it becomes.
Yes, and it becomes a reality,
role.
something like that. So it happens, but I feel that probably over the years, because people are drifting away from so many of these traditions, you find that it's not happening. I think so, maybe.
Let's talk about the Yoruba.
Yes,
Abominations and taboos.
Would visit the adultery part for the Yorubas. Now the Yorubas also believe it's an abomination.
Yes.
For a married woman to be in a relationship with someone, as the husband can lace her with mago, and then she gets stuck with the lover, or the lover dies. I prefer the one.
But that's a deliberate.
That's a deliberate act. But I prefer the one where the lover dies than getting stuck with the lover.
If he's stuck, there could be remedy for.
But when the man dies, he goes to explain to God.
You see, some men are really wicked.
So if you are a boomer, just leave other people's wives alone. Number 2.
Well, let boomer come and catch.
We will deal with him. Okay.
Okay, number 7.
Number 7. A king and his royal crown. This is really strange. A king must not look into his crown. That the day he looks into his crown is the day.
That's
he
why
dies.
the crown is always like this.
Yes.
The crown is always like this. So it's not a cap. So it picks up his crown and it puts it on his head. And the crown is what they worship. The crown is what they respect. That's why they do a lot of ceremony to crown the king. It's not the person.
You hear people say that Oriade, like in Yoruba, Oriade ni mo mo lara.
Do you understand? So like the king's head, we don't touch the king's head except his women.
I was going to ask that. When they are in the other room.
No, but they're women. Should we call the king and find out?
Yes, you have one. Maybe you talk to him.
No, I've had that conversation with him before, and I had to ask. I was like, it's not like
they can do in the other room.
No, but they're women. They're women.
Can do in the other room. Now they
can
say,
because at that point, because at that point, no. That one cannot be done, no.
In the other room now.
No, that one cannot be done.
The amount of times Yinka Kenny has said the other room is leading to high blood pressure for me.
No, but really, I think the traditional rule is more like the king's crown is very sacred. So even the king respects his crown.
Yeah.
And even the king respects his head.
Yes.
That's why you don't see the head of a king. Check every king.
Yes.
I mean, the yoppiest of all kings in Lagos is our dearest Elegushi. Oba Said Elegushi is one of the yoppiest kings I know in Lagos. In fact, as a matter of fact, he's the yoppiest king in Lagos. And Oba Said Elegushi
seems to be the youngest.
Even though, no. Really? On his gene and all, he's always on the face cap. On his gene and all, he's always on the face cap. He has that face cap, with him all the time. So if he's wearing a face cap, it means you can see his head. So the head of the king is actually, he respects his head.
That's beautiful.
And he respects his crown.
Okay.
So he keeps it separate.
Number 8. A strapped baby must never fall from his mother's back. It has an interpretation for both the male and the female. as a male, if you fall from your mother's back,
They say like 7 wives will die.
right here it says that he will lose his wife in future.
Yeah, that's the thing. They say 7 wives
Yes,
will die.
now,
That-
is it?
Until the
That's why,
seventh
in
one.
Yoruba land, when you keep getting married and you keep losing your wife,
they say- Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
You guys are really familiar with this.
Yeah.
So I'm on set with Ancient of Days.
Our mothers teach us these things when you start having babies. They tell you, you know, that's why whenever a woman is backing a baby and you want to back the baby yourself, so and the other woman is holding the baby, you know very well for you to make sure the baby doesn't fall. That's why. And when it's a good girl too, it's the same way. They believe that she's going to marry 7 times, all the 7 husbands will die before she gets free from that curse, as it were.
Wow.
So a baby falling from the mother's back is a curse in Yoruba land.
But really, ask me.
Usually,
ask
so
me.
when I was in
I don't
school,
believe all that.
no, when we were in school and we had this conversation with one of my professors, the man now said, it was stylistics, and the man said, what if the mother never told you?
Oh, yeah, Millennium.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
what if the
no.
mother never, and we're like, even if the mother should be, they say it's the gods that are saying it, and the man said, if the woman does it, that majority of those things happen because then the woman is scared because, you know, for example, they've told us about it, and so when that happens, you run to your mother and you're like, mommy, you know, so you tell one, so they believe that that's the moment you speak it out from your mouth, then you are found. So prevention that happens to be the solution usually they say traditionally is that you keep mum, you don't tell anybody. But Yinka Kenny says it is what you believe.
It is what you believe.
Number 9. Men and women are not allowed to whistle at night, as whistling at night attracts evil spirits, demons, and the likes. But let me just grab number 10.
Like slaps that Momsi has given us in the night.
I know you like to whistle at night, especially when you worship. Number 10, same-sex relationship. Yorubas count it as an abomination for same-sex to be in a relationship.
In Nigeria, it is.
It's a law. It's a crime in Nigeria. It's not just Yorubas. In Nigeria, according to the law, it's criminal.
I want to end with this one because this is really funny. Unclean food. It is generally considered unclean to consume dog, pork, and cat meat in Yoruba land.
No. It's not in Yoruba land. It's it's a religious
tradition.
No, not tradition. It's a religious belief.
Oh, it's a religious belief.
Now, but listen to this. Now, this is the Yoruba people talking to me. Now, it says, while many Yorubas will never taste dog meat, but gladly consume African rabbit, which is okete, the Ondo people consider the African
Dog
rabbit
meat?
an abomination, but
Yes.
will gladly eat dog meat.
Yes, that's what I'm.
So that's why I'm telling you that it's a tradition. It's a religious
Your
belief.
people eat all. Oh,
We do believe that there is no meat that is unclean.
so you eat cats.
I've never had to eat cats before.
Okay.
But the fact is, I think
haven't you
it's
eaten a bush
it's
cat
more
before?
of
No, I haven't.
religion.
You've not taken tiger before?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God! When my father was alive, I've taken tiger before. You've not taken it before?
No, I have not.
Leopard?
This told me say I fear you.
You've not taken it before?
Now you know why she's like
I have
that.
not taken more than let me give you.
It's only cow and chicken that you're
Let me
taking.
give you a quick story. So many years ago, when I was single, I did some, escapades. We did some escapades. So went to is it Ikare Ekiti thereabout, and we got there. We're supposed to spend 2 nights there. When we got there, the heroes welcome and everything. They had this F4 and blah 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 blah.
And they don't put this meat.
Everybody was like, wow. So we're so hungry, and everybody was ready
And they
to
pounded
eat.
yam. Time is
Pounded
gone.
yam. So when we were about to eat, they were arguing, eating with fire. So they were arguing to say, it's dog. That one saying it's snake. You don't know, you don't understand. I say, at the dog, at the snake. Count me out. Told me say I did not eat for the 2
But
nights
what was
in that. It was actually dog. So I did not eat for the 2 nights I
my
spent
God.
in that city.
You people are meals in.
I
You're
was
meals
taking
in.
biscuits.
If you want to eat any bush meat, go to Iluoke. The place where we call Iluoke is when you get to Erinjesha Junction. That's after Ilesha. Up country. Or you get to Esauke, up country, around Moko, Ekiti and all that. I'm not joking. You get to eat all of the meats. Antelope, leopard.
Thank you
But
guys for watching.
honestly, it's just about belief.
It's meat. It was created by God,
I will
and it's
take
bush
you.
meat.
I will take you back to me to myself, and I always say it,
I
I'm a
will buy for
twin.
you when
I'm
I
a twin,
travel.
but people believe in beings related, to, and consciously, I do not eat or cook beans on my birthdays.
But beans is our best food.
I love beans naturally, so so for the thing,
If you visit our house 5 days a week, you eat beans.
I have to know, but I have to, separate it from the normal belief that when something happens, they say cook beans. So I strongly believe that it is your
Beliefs.
belief. You are who you are.
Dr. Precious Uwagbai, the man of the abomination of taboos. Thank you for bringing them on the podcast.
Thank you for listening, guys. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you next week, bright and
Alright.
early on a Monday morning. Don't miss any part of the show and have a beautiful weekend.
Bye-bye.
Consider subscribing to my channel. It's free and it's fun. You can join the squad and you won't miss out on any of my future uploads.